Hey everyone, there are a lot of cleaning myths out there, so today we're gonna set the record straight. So the first myth is that bleach is an effective cleaner, which is so funny because bleach isn't really even good for like degreasing things. There are so many better things out there. The other thing about bleach is it's pretty strong and it's great for cleaning things like mold or like very heavy duty things like that, but it's really not good for just everyday cleaning. It's harsh on your skin. It doesn't work as well. There are way better cleaners out there than bleach. The second myth is that you can use Coca-Cola to clean your toilet. So that one, actually, you can do that. But there are way better products out there to clean your toilet, so I don't really recommend using Coke to do that. I think that vinegar is an amazing toilet cleaner. I also think that Barkeeper's Friend is a great cleaner. I mean, there's just so many different cleaners out there that are great. Why would you want to be pouring Coke into the toilet? The other thing about vinegar is it actually breaks down discoloration in the toilet. I have a really good tip for you if you have those sort of like brown water stains in your toilet. So let me show you what I did. So I basically just one day decided I was sick of looking at this brown water stain in my toilet. Nothing cleans it and nothing will clean it. If you have these in your toilet, it's just from years of like water and it's sort of like the mineral deposits in your water. So essentially what you need to do is you need to get the water out of your toilet. So go ahead and you can shut your water off and then get the water out of the toilet. You can sort of pull it out with a bowl. I also used like rags to sort of mop it all up because you don't want any water in there at all. Then you go ahead and you pour bleach in and you put enough bleach in that it covers the stain and you let it sit. The key is to let it sit. To sit for at least 12 hours. I would even recommend 24 hours. When you come back to it after a day or half a day, just go ahead and take a little scrubber and scrub it off and it will all come off. It is the only thing that will work and it will work perfectly. So that is a good tip for cleaning that. So I talk about vinegar a lot and I do love it, but there is a myth that vinegar is good for all surfaces and that is definitely not true. So if you have like natural surfaces or porous surfaces, you cannot use vinegar on them. If you've got things like untreated tile or granite, if you've got marble, you definitely don't want to be using vinegar on that because the vinegar will kind of soak right in and it's not good. It will break down your stone. But you can basically use vinegar on many, many other things. You can use it on stainless steel, you can use it on chrome, you can use it on sealed granite countertops. So there's a lot of uses for vinegar, but you just need to be careful about what materials you're putting it on. Another myth is that you should use wood polish often, and this is just not true. Wood polish, if you use it too often, it can actually discolor your wood. So you just want to use it once in a while. Maybe once or twice a year, kind of just like use it sparingly. You don't want to dull the finish. You don't want to ruin your wood. So it's just not something that they recommend you use all of the time. So the old school rule, which is now a myth, used to be vacuum first and then dust. And that is no longer the case. If you remember sort of like the old school vacuum cleaners, they used to blow air everywhere and kick up dust everywhere. So that's why they used to say, go and vacuum your house and then dust. The new vacuum cleaners are not like that. It is so much better now to just dust first and then vacuum. It kind of goes along with the idea of cleaning top to bottom. You clean the top surfaces first, which are, all of your surfaces above your floor, and then you vacuum afterwards because inevitably a lot of dust after you're dusting is going to fall onto the floor. So definitely don't believe the myth that you need to vacuum before you dust. It should actually be the other way around. Another myth is that your dishwasher cleans itself. I have another video, probably even another couple of videos about this, but that is just absolutely not true. Your dishwasher does get dirty and the inside of it does need to be cleaned. There are many ways you can do this. You can do it with vinegar. They sell dishwasher tablets that you can use. Just if you think about it, you're putting dirty dishes into your dishwasher and they're kind of getting blown all around the inside of your dishwasher. And after a while, your dishwasher could even start to smell if you aren't essentially washing your dishes before you put them in. And the other thing is check your manufacturer's sort of booklet, but there's also a filter usually at the bottom of the dishwasher and you want to give that a good clean a couple of times a year, I would say. Another myth is about your washing machine and it's that your washing machine cleans itself. And again, this is not true. If you don't clean the inside of your washing machine, your clothing could actually end up smelling. So you want to just Again, you can either get washing machine cleaner tablets, or what I find actually work better is to just occasionally do a load of laundry with bleach in it. I find that the bleach sort of cleans the inside of the tub of the washing machine and gets everything really nice and fresh, and I don't have that problem. The next myth is that all green cleaning products are safe. I am a huge proponent of green cleaning products. I think that there's a lot of toxic chemicals that we're cleaning with, and it's just really unnecessary. So whenever I can find a safe, natural alternative, I like to do that. However, just because something is green doesn't mean that it is safe. So you need to check the labels. You need to sort of understand the health risks before you just sort of assume that everything is safe. It's not super regulated. Anybody can call it a green cleaning product. It's hard to know what that actually means. So you just want to be safe and make sure you read the labels. The next myth is that cleaning solutions work instantly. So I see a lot of times people just spray something down and then immediately wipe it. Actually, they take a little bit of time to work. So what I recommend is just spraying it and walking away and letting it do its thing, giving it a moment to actually start working. In fact, some cleaners even say that you should let them sit for up to 10 minutes and then you wipe it off. And maybe you use like a damp cloth to wipe it off. But the idea is it doesn't work instantly. So you can't just spray on the product and then wipe it away and think that it's done and that everything is disinfected. You do need to give it a little bit of time to work. Okay, my last myth is that coffee grounds will actually clean your garbage disposal. So they say this is a myth, you know, it doesn't seem to freshen the garbage disposal. It doesn't make it any better. I do have a way that I clean it, and I can just sort of quickly show you here. I have another video about it. I basically use baking soda and vinegar, and I go ahead and I put it in my garbage disposal. I let it kind of bubble up and let it sit there for a while. I throw some ice cubes in there. I run the garbage disposal. I run the hot water, and then I just shine it out, and the garbage disposal is fresh, clean, and new. You know, that's kind of the way that I do it. But sorry to say, you can't put your coffee grinds in there because unfortunately it's a myth that they freshen your garbage disposal. Okay, I'm down here on the floor because I'm gonna show you how to deep clean your oven. I'm like really embarrassed to admit we have not deep cleaned ours for quite a long time. So let's take a look and let's get it cleaned. Before I get started though, let me tell you why it's really important to clean your oven, especially a deep clean. The first off is ovens are expensive. You want them to work well, and cleaning your oven actually helps it work better. But the second reason is if you have like food and like residue in your oven and then you cook food in it, it actually could make your food not taste as good as it could. So why spend all this time cooking delicious food and then it gets destroyed in the oven? We don't want to do that. So let's clean our oven. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open the oven, and here we are. I mean, it doesn't look too bad, but the first thing you need to do when you're deep cleaning, obviously, is remove all of the grates. So I have like a few grates that are easy to remove. I'm just gonna take those out. And let me tell you, we're gonna clean these grates as well. I'm just gonna clean these with dish soap and a sponge. You don't want to use baking soda because we're going to use baking soda in here. You don't want to use baking soda on your grates necessarily because oftentimes they're aluminum, and baking soda and aluminum don't really go well together. So we're just going to use regular degreasing dish soap and a sponge, and these are going to come out looking really good. Got to figure out how to disconnect that. So I'm gonna do that and then I'll be right back. That was super simple. I just had to like take these things off and now I can pull the whole thing out. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna use kind of this metal spatula, and we're gonna use it to get anything off of our oven that can easily just kind of come right off. So now I'm just gonna grab a vacuum cleaner and vacuum it out. Is you're gonna make a paste with baking soda and some water. You're probably just gonna need like maybe like a quarter cup, maybe a little bit more. And then we're gonna mix in some water and make it into a nice paste, and then we're gonna paint it on the inside of the entire oven. Okay, so I've added the water to the baking soda, and now I'm gonna mix it. Kind of want it to be like the consistency of glue, okay? Which this pretty much is. I mean, I just kind of eyeballed it. Okay, so this looks good. And again, if you want to clean the glass as well, this also works for the glass. I'm not going to do the glass today because I've already done that a few days ago. We just really want to do the inside here. So I'm going to paint this on. got the whole thing coated. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just shut the oven door and we're gonna let it sit for about 2 hours. Okay, now we're gonna just clean these grates here, and I'm literally just gonna use like a normal sponge, and then I've got some just normal dish soap, and I'm gonna do this like I would do dishes and try to get this grease off by using this like scrubby side. Okay, so this is working like really well. Like I'm just literally just taking the scrubby side and I'm kind of just scrubbing off any of the grease. You can kind of see it, it's on the sponge when I do that. Okay, so this is coming like super clean, but my other tip, because some of these are like hard to reach. So my other tip is I'm gonna put some soap on this old toothbrush that nobody uses, obviously. This is just a cleaning toothbrush. And I'm gonna use it to kind of scrub some of these areas that I can't really get the sponge into. Okay, so then you just like rinse the entire thing. I was just thinking, if you don't have like a big enough sink to do this, and I kind of don't even myself, but you could actually do this in the bathtub. That would totally work as well. And then you have a lot more space, or the shower. Okay, so just to give you like a comparison, this one I have not done yet. You can kind of see the grates and how poor they're looking. And this one I've done in the sink with just soap and water and a sponge. I mean, really the difference is very drastic. Hopefully you guys can see this, but like this is very dirty and dark. And then this looks like a brand new oven grate. Okay, we're back, and now we're gonna clean out the baking powder. If it's completely dried, what you can do is you can spray it with water just to get it wet again so that it's easier to come off. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm gonna use a sponge. So we're just gonna take this soapy sponge. Look at that. I mean, this is just the door. I didn't even clean the door. This is just like some leftovers that got on the door. Okay, but let me just show you. Oh, wow. Yep. See, if you can see, there's the baking soda paste and it's like brown. Okay, so now I'm gonna move to like an old towel because I kind of have gotten most of the baking powder out of the stove. Now that I've kind of dried it and gotten all the stuff out with an old towel, I'm actually just gonna vacuum up some of the leftover pieces that I see in here. And then I'm gonna go in one last time and shine it up. Okay, it takes a few wipeouts. There's just a lot of residue of like the dirt and everything that you want to get out. So it does take a couple times, but it's not a big deal. And honestly, remember, you only have to do this like, I don't know, once a year, if that. So it's not something you're going to be doing every weekend or anything like that. And if you remember, this part was like all black. I should have taken before photos, but this part was all black. There was lots of stuff in the bottom. It's looking so much better. And now I'm going to put the fresh, clean trays back in, and then I'm gonna show you the final result. Okay, we're done. I'm gonna show you the final product. I think it looks really good. And like I said, it is a bit of work, but it's not something that you're gonna be doing every day. So here's the inside. Hopefully you can see how nice and clean this is. These are nice and shiny. Really, this hasn't looked this good in, many years. I don't clean it that often, as I mentioned, but it's looking great, and I think it's gonna last. That's how you deep clean an oven. Good luck if you decide to clean yours, and let me know in the comments below how the baking soda worked out for you, because I guarantee it's gonna clean your oven really well, and it's so much better than using those chemical cleaners. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if this content was helpful to you, and I will see you next time.